recording.
Oh, wow. That sure is an opening.
Yeah.
It's an interesting way.
Yeah.
Open, like your mouth, and a yawn.
Yeah. Podcast time. It's time for
Still
podcast.
welcome to the podcast.
Yeah.
We're professionals.
No,
We've
no.
been doing this a long time. We know what we're doing.
We've been doing it for so long that I've forgotten what it feels like to not do it.
That's a lie. There are so many weeks when we don't do it.
That is a lie. Yes, you're right.
We have spent a fair amount of time not recording due to various scheduling issues.
I'm on a kind of a down day right now. I completely forgot we were going to record today. There's one thing that was like, oh, I basically did the thing that I need to do this week. It's actually pretty open because I'm still waiting to hear back from a commissioner. So, yeah. Oh, and because I opened my schedule up to each of my commissions are once every 2 weeks. And I did both of them last week, so I've got nothing right now.
I see.
So, yeah. I was like, oh, I did my work, and now I've got nothing for today, so, well, relax a bit, I guess. Maybe finally do that quest post that I was supposed to do. Then, oh, wait. Slicer is saying something about being late for doing the recording that is like 3 minutes before we were supposed to start recording. That's good timing for a warning, because I would have forgotten otherwise. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad my internet was shit there for a little while.
Yeah.
I'm so glad it got better. That was bad. I do not recommend watching anime in 4-second chunks. It's frustrating.
As somebody who once had a very terrible computer, I can empathize with that.
Yep, a little bit. I remember back in the day watching the old anime sites where everything would not load. Like, they would do a very specific amount of time for a preload and no more. Presumably because people would just leave the window open and let it preload the entire thing, but then end up not actually watch all of it. That technology got stabilized after a while, but in the beginning it was frustrating. Yeah. When the servers weren't very good. Yeah.
I missed being able to load an entire episode at once. That was nice. That helped a lot.
Yeah.
Because it's like, yeah, it takes forever, but I can be patient. It's fine. And then, nope, come back, 20 minutes later, and it's like, oh, it loaded 15 seconds.
Yeah, that's not ideal in some circumstances. Like, especially for services you pay for, you would think you would be able to do that. Just say, hey, I'm going to watch this later. And they should be like, yeah, okay, we'll preload it for you. So you can watch it in the highest resolution. No. They do that for like 30 seconds.
At least most services these days offer to let you download it, which, I mean, that's not an ideal solution in the moment, but if you're going to be watching it in a couple hours, then you're fine. It's like, oh, this thing updated while I'm at work, so you download it, and then just when you get home, it's all done.
Yeah. Like how it used to be. Cool. We rediscovered that's actually a good feature. Copy protection is ass. Paying for the service, let me fucking use it. Anyway. Yeah. Fandom Flux podcast. Hi everybody. I'm here. I'm
Hello.
Casey. I'm present. My name's Casey. Zero spoke over me, but I'm Casey. How's it going? Zero's here.
I'll speak over you again.
Zero's here.
Hi.
Hi. Slice is here.
Hello. I have juice. It's good. It is orange pineapple apple juice.
That sounds really good, actually, right now.
It is very good.
I should invest in more squashes. Just like, the concentrate stuff. Just those can be pretty good. Just nice and relaxing. Yeah.
Man, I'm really hungry all of a sudden.
I'm very not. I ordered takeout today, so yeah, I'm pretty good. McDonald's
Fair enough. Why would you order McDonald's?
because I can.
McDonald's is my kind of place. They feed you rattlesnakes, pickles between your toes, French fries up your nose. Last time I was there, they cooked my underwear. McDonald's is my kind of place. Do 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 do.
If they served snake, it would probably be better than the meat they put in their food.
Yep.
Okay. I will still go to bat for a Big Mac. That is
That's
legitimately
because
a
you,
tasty food.
yeah, because you have Stockholm syndrome.
Why?
Because it's bad.
It's not
No,
though.
I'm kidding. Big Macs are pretty solid, but
I prefer Carl's Jr. to McDonald's.
You couldn't pay me to eat like a quarter pounder from McDonald's, but the Big Macs are straight up good. Yeah.
Mm.
Mm.
This makes me hungry. Why are you doing this?
It's actually the second time I ordered this week because I also ordered yesterday, but something went wrong. And despite spending about 20 minutes in live chat with a customer service operative, because we have like a whole, all the restaurants just order from us and we'll deal with the restaurant side of it for you kind of service. So I order and everything's fine and they have a tracker going that does not update for about 40 minutes. So I'm like, oh, that's not great. Because I have to do this whole thing when delivery drivers actually get close. They tend to go to the wrong street because GPS is ass.
oh,
So if they don't use that tracker, I don't know whether they're getting close. And if I don't know whether they're getting close, I can't guide them to my actual address or just go and meet them where they always inevitably get sent. So yeah, 20 minutes of talking with a customer service rep, and they're like, yeah, okay, we can't do anything about this, so I'll refund your order. And I'm like, you can't, like, I don't know, get in touch with the driver because apparently one of them's been assigned and is supposed to be going to the restaurant right now. Can you not just like call them up or anything? And they're like, no, that's a different department. I'm not allowed to do that. I can't do that.
what?
So for this
What?
delivery service, they can't actually talk to the delivery people when something goes wrong.
Okay.
I don't know how that works, but okay,
Neither do I.
it's an interesting managerial style, is what I'll call that. Because yeah, they're not like the restaurant's drivers. I mean, it's McDonald's. They don't have delivery drivers, so they have to use a service like this. It's actual people that are employed by this company called Just Eat. That's who they are. And they have like branded Just Eat carrying bags for delivering food with. And apparently Just Eat can't actually get in contact with their own drivers if something goes wrong.
That's so ass backwards.
I know. I don't. I was so confused. I actually had to express my bafflement at how they run their business to this customer service rep and had to make clear it was very much not their fault, and I knew that, but what the fuck? Oh boy. Yeah, so they refunded that and gave me a £5 voucher. Cool.
Oh, sweet. Okay. So
Yeah.
you did actually get something out of it, not just wasted time.
Yeah. So I can't decide whether that's nice of them or just kind of a bandage over the complete nonsense that is their business system. But, whatever.
It is, yes, but like that business style isn't going to change. So at least you got something out of it.
I mean, I can daydream that customer service rep will make a note and some person in some middle management position will realize, oh, hey, wait, yeah, what the fuck are we doing? And then, like, gets a promotion because he realizes that the system is stupid as shit. That's what I daydreamed about yesterday. It's not going to happen.
That would be nice.
Yeah.
If you could help that person and the company itself become a little more competent. In fairness, I doubt they probably run into a situation too much where, I mean, do you live in a complicated area, so that's why they keep hitting the wrong street?
Not really, no. It's just that it's like there's a street on either side, and I live on a green that sort of comes towards the middle between them, and there's another green that is exactly opposite on the opposite street that does the same thing the other way, and they're connected by a little path between them. I am on one green, the GPS always takes them to the other green. Every single time.
I don't know if the delivery driver, like when you order food, you put in notes. I don't know if the delivery driver would see those.
No one reads them. I've done it on all sorts of services of just like, hey, my address is on this street, not the other one. This street. Name of the street right here. It's here. They don't. They always go to the wrong one anyway, so no one reads them. So, that's kind of frustrating.
Yeah, I imagine.
Yeah, well. Since I've started going, I might as well keep going. I haven't actually done that much more that's interesting. Started a new commission, which was one of the ones I did last week. That was cool. I played a hell of a lot more Genshin Impact. That game is still fun, despite having run through most of the content already. It apparently gets a new update middle of November. I think November 11th.
That's not bad.
It's an odd date to choose for that, I'm going to say. I might want to double check that, because it would be a thing to release a game update on fucking Remembrance Day. But,
Oh, it's an actual, like, minor holiday. Okay.
I'm just looking it up right now. Just fucking... Okay, yeah, I consent to using fucking cookies. Shut the fuck up. Every website, I swear.
I have to assume that's a legal obligation.
It is, but it's still annoying when there are like 20 different sites that report on the same information, and I get sent to a different one every time. So they always have to check with me. Do you want the thing? Cookies? You like cookies, right? I had to go to another site because the first one didn't have the information readily visible. And the second site, do you want to look at cookies? Fucking cookies. Yep, November 11th. That's a thing they decided on. All right. Don't really know how to feel about that, but it's
It's not a holiday for them.
That's true. Also, it's like, Remembrance Day is for World War One, and while it's true, it's an important thing. It's also like, ooh, that's a while ago. Doesn't quite have the same relevance to nowadays.
I didn't even like. I completely forgot that was a thing until you mentioned it.
I'm glad you just said what it was about, because I don't know. I didn't know what that was.
Well, America didn't really do much in World War One, so to my knowledge, anyway, that was very much a Europe thing.
It's not a big deal over here in America, at least that holiday. We have our own sort of things, but America seems to be more focused on World War II than World War One, to be honest.
We won that one.
Yeah, I think they tried to make it a thing where it's more universal for soldiers serving in war. So it's for World War II, and Afghanistan, I guess. We haven't actually done much in terms of war between now and the Falklands War, I guess. That also was a thing. Yeah. But, respecting and remembering the brave soldiers in military action is less, it's less universally celebrated than it used to be.
Yeah.
Yeah. Guess maybe it's Remembrance Day, remembering when war actually was for a purpose. Maybe. It's got suddenly maudlin.
At least there was, at least it was more defined,
Then again, like I said, it's celebrating the end of the First World War, which was the most pointless war in history. So, yeah, never mind. The whole thing is bullshit. And just remember the people that died for no reason. Because goddamn, is that a fucking tragedy? Remember when I was trying to turn this away from being maudlin? Remember that about 30 seconds ago? Fucking Christ.
I mean, the Vietnam War exists, so it's got competition.
I'm just kind of zoning out that I found this thing on my Twitter feed. It's like this trashy romance novel called Kissing the Coronavirus. She was supposed to cure the coronavirus. Instead, she fell in love with it.
Yep.
Yeah, that exists. There's a YouTuber I follow called Amanda the Jedi, and she did a video about that.
Yeah. Those are weird. Also, thank you, Zero. Rescue me.
Just the guy's just green with like coronavirus things shooting out of him.
Yeah, they just poorly photoshopped like an existing romance novel title.
The hand is still normal colored.
Okay, I didn't see that. That's hilarious.
Yeah, that's true. They didn't do that part. No, that's her arm. That's her other arm. It's just bent really fucking weirdly.
Due to her romance with the coronavirus, she's unlocked new abilities, otherwise seen as inhuman.
Funnily enough, by sleeping with the coronavirus, it didn't want to hurt her, but because of his trying to restrain himself, she instead contracted bonitis. God damn it. The world is
We're gonna look back on 2020 as a really awful year, but then we're also gonna look back at all the memes.
And there's been a lot of those.
Looking back on it, and holy shit, was everyone bored being stuck indoors all the time.
Yeah. Remember when the KFC sandwich was a thing?
No?
Yeah. They had shortages of a sandwich, and people flipped out about it.
Oh, yeah!
That was like the start of the year. Doesn't that feel like a long-ass time ago?
Fucking like yeah, it does.
Yeah, that was 9 months ago. That was a baby ago.
God damn. Remember World War III?
The threat of it?
Yep, that was a whole thing in January. Yep.
So, I voted today.
Good for you.
I put it in the mail. I hope that it gets to where it's supposed to go.
Yeah, that concern is why I'm just voting in person.
But, yeah, I exercised my right, and then after this podcast, I'm going to go exercise.
Yeah.
You do anything else in your week, Casey, or were we just getting off track?
I had my engine stall out, apparently. David Bowie is pretty cool.
Yeah.
I actually decided to just throw on his greatest hits and then spent a couple of hours just sitting in awe listening to music.
Yeah.
David Bowie is really fucking good.
Yeah.
Is, not was, because he will live forever through his music, because holy shit is it amazing.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. I miss him. There is a better than zero chance that I might end up watching Labyrinth after this.
I mean, you already said you had your full day free, so yeah, go nuts. Do what you want.
Fucking magic dance, dude. I don't have much else to talk about, I don't think. I'm trying to remember. I'm sure I did other stuff. 100% sure of it. I watched a lot of Best Friends compilations. Because it is really good, just put it on in the background and do other stuff material.
That's exactly what I use it for.
Mm-hmm. That's the main way I watch them.
Yeah. I may have watched the, technically it's not Best Friends, but Wooly versus compilation for Devil May Cry 5 multiple times at this point. Because Wooly's, let's call it ecstasy, at certain moments of that game is always funny to me.
Yeah, the second Nero shows up with his devil trigger, I'm pretty sure I just heard a man orgasm. Like that, wow.
No, fuck, that's... Okay, spoilers for towards the end of Devil May Cry 5. It's been out for over a year, so, you know, get the fuck on that. It's really good. But you can probably... This is something that's been telegraphed through the whole game anyway. When Virgil comes back, and, just Wooly blowing out his fucking microphone, screaming. And then Virgil starts talking, and, I'm trying to remember the line. Heal your wounds, Dante. Get strong. After that, we'll settle the matter. And then Wooly, you can just see in the background. It is the most genuine thing I have ever heard from a Let's Player. And it is beautiful.
It's kind of a big reason why I like them is they tend to be very genuine, you know?
Yeah, that back when I just watched pretty much just Rooster Teeth and them, that was the big selling point of the Best Friends was, yeah, they were less immediately entertaining, but they knew what they were talking about and they enjoyed it.
Depends. Like, Wooly is
crazy
enthusiastic about everything, which is why he is the best among them. While Pat and Matt tend to be a bit more acerbic about things, which is less fun. And then Liam is just kind of there.
Yeah, it's sad. It's a shame he left. He didn't really get to develop more.
A lot of people just didn't like him. But I felt he had his good moments.
Yeah, he was fine. He was a good seat filler for someone else to bounce off of, which is nothing wrong with that.
That was my takeaway. Was he did really well in group content, and people flanderized him though. I mean, he had a few memes going, and then they kind of boiled him down to just them, and then he left. I'm not sure if that's why he left, but.
I don't know.
I believe
I think he still does content with Matt, I think, now.
Yeah, he still has content with Matt. I believe part of the reason why he left was a worsening relationship with Pat.
Yeah, that was the reason.
Because the two really butt heads a lot.
Pat kind of had problems with everyone except for Wooly, it seems like.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's more like Wooly is the only one willing to put up with it. I don't think...
They also have the longest friendship, so that's probably why. Is that they're very used to each other.
Yeah. But all of their Devil May Cry ones, the fucking Yakuza 0 one, and Metal Gear Solid 5 because it's like 3 hours long and you can just throw it on and it just goes. It just goes. Yeah. So that's what I've been doing while I'm in the middle of farming on FGO or Genshin. Genshin's still really good.
Yeah, I gotta get back to it. I've just been pulled in so many other different ways with different games and stuff.
Yeah. Only downside is that I wish the gacha was better.
Yes,
It's shit, but you know.
you got
Nothing's
a 5-star
perfect.
though, right?
Sorry?
You got a 5-star though, right?
I got 2.
Who'd you get?
I got Venti, guaranteed for 90
Yeah.
rolls. And I got oh shit, I don't remember her name.
John?
No,
Jean?
Chi Ching or something like that.
Kiki? Cheeky?
Maybe, I don't know. They're lightning.
Zombie girl?
It's a
was that?
lightning woman. I
Oh,
don't
the
know.
lightning one. The lightning one. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. I think it's just like another version of Fischl, but I have Fischl like 4 times at this point, so she's probably better by default.
Fischl is just one of the best characters in the game by default. Yeah, you got 2 that I don't have. I never got Venti, but I did get my 2, which are Mona and Kiki, the zombie girl. They work
Venti
well together.
literally just exists to be my air guy, so I don't have to faff about going back to the god statues every 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
That's literally all I use him for.
I have Sucrose for air.
I have never seen those. That one.
She's a 4-star alchemist assistant.
Her name is literally Sugar.
Yes.
And now I have the Scrubs bit stuck in my head. Anyway. I think that's me done, though. That's all I got.
All right. I can go next then.
Yeah.
So, I saw a few movies, read a few things. I've been meaning to say I caught up on the Dragon Ball Super manga recently because I was getting tired of waiting for anime, and I'm gonna see Dragon Ball to its conclusion.
I was gonna say, isn't it over, or is it still going?
I mean, the anime's over.
The manga is still
at the
going.
Tournament of Power. Is it new content, or is it still just rehashing the stuff that already happened?
It is new content that is currently being made for the next arc for the anime that will be coming later.
Oh, okay.
In which this one was the kind of the main focus of this sort of new arc was the Galactic Patrol.
The Universe 7 Galactic Patrol? Like,
Yes.
Whatever his name is?
Yes. Jocko.
Jocko, that's it.
Yeah, they're kind of the main focus, and Vegeta and Goku are enlisted by the Galactic Patrol to go and help with this threat known as Moro, who is this like 10 million year old sorcerer.
Okay.
Who his whole thing is what he does is he sucks the life and energy out of planets and destroys them.
Well, that's bad. Also, so he's the World Tree from like the second movie.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's the Tree of Might.
He's kind of Galactus, a little bit, but not really. His whole thing is I'm not a fighter, but I will literally just steal your energy and steal the planet's energy. So screw you.
Well, fair enough.
And it was pretty interesting. There are some things that are kind of really annoying though. Like I do like that they actually delve into remember that first Supreme Kai that Boo devoured?
Hmm.
That gets brought up and dived into, and I actually really like that.
Hmm.
Um, and at one point, Vegeta even is like, "Okay, I'm going to go learn some other techniques because just straight up fighting isn't trying to go with the vertical climb here with power isn't working." And I like that.
It is
But
nice
then
they actually focus on technique.
but then some stupid stuff happens. And you might have seen it on social media, but Goku did a dumb.
I mean, it
Goku
wouldn't be
did a
Dragon
big
Ball
dumb.
if.
That describes this entire series.
Um, I personally like. On the one hand, I kind of understand, and I'm not going to judge him too harshly. On the other hand, you should have learned this lesson by now, Goku. So what he does is Goku has all the power now. He's fully powered up. He's beating the bad guy. It's going great. And Goku decides, I'm not gonna kill this bad guy. I'm I'm gonna bring him into custody and arrest him. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to give him a senzu bean. Yeah.
Great.
Okay.
Why did they make Goku so intentionally stupid in this series? In
That's
Super specifically, he wasn't that bad in Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z.
well, he was because I'll remind you, Cell, but you know that's a thing that happened in a very similar way, and it kind of almost went really badly. In fact, it did go really badly. He died. So, maybe he would have remembered, oh yeah, the last time I did this, it was really dumb. Maybe I won't do that again. Like, that's just
So
basic pattern recognition.
after giving the villain the senzu bean, the villain tries to immediately like go back on his word to come quietly and go back to prison, and then punches Goku and then kind of breaks his hand. So like I can kind of understand that Goku has that big of a power gap over this guy, but then things go badly and they go poorly, and I'm like, Goku, please. I don't want to go too deep into spoilers, but it's interesting that the new arc has some really good moments in it and some things that I really like, but then it has the occasional thing where it's just like, why? I don't think the senzu bean was necessary. You could have just weakened him and taken him in. It's not like he was going to straight up die in that moment.
Yeah, unless the enemy is actually dying. Yeah, you don't need to do that. Especially considering how rare these beans are supposed to be.
But yeah, so I caught up on that. Substitute taught for my mom the other day in her kindergarten class.
Oh boy.
That was a really weird experience. So, for reference, the kids are sitting 6 feet apart, at like the diagonal ends of these tables, with plexiglass between them. I'm sitting at my desk with plexiglass and wearing a mask. Most of the kids are wearing a mask. It's not required for young kids to wear masks, but most of them are.
That's good,
And
at least.
they are to stay in their seats unless they need to go to the bathroom, in which case I would dismiss them. And there's a red line around the desk. They are not allowed to cross that line around my desk. And so I sit there and we go through a Google slide of videos and activities and information about books they should be taking out. and it's a very short day. It's divided into two halves. So you have your AM group of kids, which are like 9 kids, and then your PM group, which are the other 9 kids. And on
Yeah, I guess
Mondays,
you probably
yeah,
can't teach very many kids at once due to spacing issues, right?
yeah, no, you can't. The classroom is cleaned between those two sort of shifts, and it's very weird.
It sounds vaguely dystopian. So yeah, fair enough.
For recess, we go for a walk. We all hold a rope with knots in it, tied 6 feet apart, so that we can make sure we are spaced. And then we go out to like a playground area, and we just do things like Simon Says, no contact games.
Okay.
So, very weird experience. But yeah. They increased the pay for subs, so that's great.
Oh, is that a union thing or like just
It's we need subs thing.
Oh,
Yep, that makes
they
sense.
just raised it out of desperation then. Okay.
Because the district is losing subs because they decided to forcibly open as soon as possible.
Yeah.
And well, mainly the main reason I think is that they let go a lot of the subs earlier this year because they're like, oh, we only need a few for distance learning, right? But when you open back up, and all those subs went to go get other jobs because they had no money, you're not going to have a lot of substitute teachers, especially when there's a coronavirus going on.
Yeah.
Also,
So,
you've burned bridges, so good job on that.
Okay. Yep. All right. Oh boy.
so yeah, fun.
Why can't the entire world be like New Zealand? They seem to be doing great.
Yeah, they do.
I remember when we had barely any cases in this country. It was like, yeah, it's not the best, but we're down to like 400 cases in a day. That's like, measures are working. And then one day I'm like, I haven't checked the coronavirus cases in a while. I wonder how we're doing. 15,000 today. Just happened to be that day. Okay, that's a change.
So, do you have your local equivalent of Republicans that are like anti-mask to the degree that they will rip other people's masks off?
No.
Oh, that's good.
As far as I'm like, our Republican equivalent is the Tories, who are currently in power. But they are also 100% behind. Let's not fuck about with this thing. This is serious shit. Let's knuckle down and do it. Keep calm and carry on. All that shit.
I'm happy for you, but God, fuck, that's depressing. Even your idiots fall in line. That's nice.
It helped for a while. We did not try and open at all until like beginning of August. And the messaging for that was not ideal. I forget what it was, but it was kind of unclear what the new rules were at the time. And
yeah,
then
that's definitely that. Yeah, that makes sense.
Then things started to go a bit sideways, a bit pear-shaped, and then at the end of September we got a massive outbreak of like first 15,000 and then 22,000, which they said was a math error, but that's doesn't mean much when it goes back down to 16,000 the next day. So, yeah. So, we're kind of dealing with some shit right now. Based on population, about as bad as America is doing currently.
Mm. When you factor in the population difference kind of thing.
Yeah, because yours is like 3-4 times ours.
Yeah. It is very interesting to see what the casualty rates and infection rates and stuff would be if you do that. Because I know there for a while it seemed like we were doing this flat out the worst. I mean, we are now, but there for a while we were holding our own, kind of, in a morbid kind of way.
Yeah. It at the time it was always funny when Donald Trump would say, "Yeah, we're doing amazing. Look at how bad everyone else is doing," and you're
Yeah.
like that. Look at
No,
how bad
I'm
everyone
glad
else is
people
doing
are.
was everyone else was doing way better at the time. It didn't make sense, but that's just
I'm
how he rolls.
I'm glad people are willing to call him out for his bullshit these days. Like major news networks are just not taking it anymore. So that's good.
Anyway, that all aside,
let's be real. That's a
terrifying
thing
as
we're gonna have to talk about sometimes. I'm just
yeah,
to it at this point.
it is, and it's something that like I'm having to deal with because like I was offered a long-term sub job and it was very last minute, and it was for 2 weeks, and I was very suspect that it was corona related.
Yep, that is the quarantine time. So yes.
So I was of a mind to turn that down because I have people who are immunocompromised in my home due to various things, or at risk rather, as well as just on medications and stuff. So I don't want to, higher sub pay and big jobs are nice. Life is more important.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll always put that first.
How dare you not value the dollar more than your living relatives?
That aside, I did see a couple of movies recently. I think they were supposed to be in theaters, but they went out. Like just kind of came out.
Yeah.
Like all the other movies are.
Yeah.
The first one was called Love and Monsters.
I had considered seeing that. Is that any good?
So, the premise is that this meteor kind of came close to Earth, and in our efforts to shoot it down, it rained a bunch of kind of alien things onto the Earth that caused the cold-blooded creatures to mutate and to turn into giant monsters of varying sizes. And so
this thing. Yeah, okay. I know what you're talking about.
And so now humanity is forced to live in these colonies underground in bunkers. And our main character is alone in this. He's in this colony, but he's kind of alone because everybody else is already hooked up with each other, and he's kind of without anybody to love, and he's kind of just the person who cooks and fixes the radio equipment, and he's not a fighter because whenever he goes to fight somebody or one of these monsters, he freezes up super hard.
Fair.
But one day he manages to find the colony that his girlfriend from 7 years ago, before it all went down, is, and he's like, okay, I'm gonna find you. And he begins a journey out into the wild and crazy world to go and try to find this girl he was in love with 7 years ago, because it's the only thing that would seem like a direction to go in his life other than just staying stuck in this rut. And it's very good. I really love the characterization of various characters he meets on his journey, the realizations that he comes to, and just the way the world is built. Like the movie will establish rules and advice and things, and everything that's brought up does come to be important later, and I really like that. It's a very solidly built movie, just writing wise, and the characters he meets and how they kind of expand his horizons and his own views on people and on himself. Whether it be an old robot who's dying and about to die from just no battery, that had its legs ripped off by a giant monster, or an old man and I guess his granddaughter or pseudo granddaughter who are adventuring experts, or the dog that accompanies him that keeps holding on to this one dress in its mouth, and it's not fully explained why, but you can imagine it might have been the former owner, and things like that. Just these characters that he meets, and I really loved it. I thought it was a great movie.
Huh. I will definitely have to check that one out then, because I was really on the fence about that one, but I was watching movies with other people, so we had to kind of compromise.
The other movie I saw, I also really liked. It's called Black Box. It's about there's this man who has this terrible, terrible amnesia, and it's debilitating because he has to raise a daughter because he was in a car accident a while ago, and his wife's gone. She died, and he just no memory. So his daughter has to constantly remind him of things. He has to try to drive her to school, and he gets fired from his job because his work is not like it used to be. Stuff like that.
I mean, yeah, that makes sense.
And he's offered to go through this procedure of this sort of kind of like a hypnosis type thing to help him regain his memories with this like cutting edge technology. And it's very good. I don't want to give any spoilers away because there's lots of twists and turns in this one. But just the acting and the setup and the way that his sort of inner world is portrayed, like going in there and like all the faces that he sees are just blurred, like they're not even there. And there's this creature that is moving about and trying to constantly grab him, and he's not quite certain what that is. And yeah, Black Box. That one was also very good. So saw those two. Other than that, I was playing FF14, trying to get some cool gear by beating up robots. The Alexandrian stuff, because I'm still very far behind on all the FF14 stuff because I haven't been playing it for years like everyone else. So I'm still trying to catch up on that. Genshin a little bit, FGO, yeah. Back on the event. Casey, I threw everything I had at Seat tonight because I was like, you know what? I don't really have much else that I'm really caring about this year.
That fucking banner. Yep.
Nothing. I got NP3 Ibaraki and NP3 Paraiso. Nothing else. I got some CEs, I guess.
Do you want to swap results? I'd be fine with that.
I'd be fine with that too. You had what happened to me with the Gilfest where I just rolled for CEs on the Gilgamesh banner and I got Gilgamesh and I'm like, I didn't want you.
Yeah. Yep. Just fucking... I'll do a 10 roll because I don't get anything on the banner ever. And then immediately fucking... Seat and I. An alter ego that is arts when I have no art support. So it's basically useless to me. Cool. And no CEs, which was the thing I was rolling for.
I do have art support. I can support that character. But I guess they're not coming, so oh well.
And then I'm like, oh, well, okay, that sucked. It's not what I wanted. But, I've still got tickets, and there's no chance that'll happen again. The first ticket I roll, I get fucking Banana Girl. And then I roll 12 more tickets, and I get no CEs. Not a one. It's all garbage, top to bottom. Ugh.
Oof.
Oh, that was frustrating. Yep. All I wanted was to make farming quicker so that I could get it done and get the event out of the way. Nope.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck you. It's gonna take as long as it takes. Shithead. Oh, boy. Ugh. Oh well.
Well, look on the bright side.
Hmm.
It's almost time for Halloween.
I straight up thought you were just going to stop talking there. Look at the bright side, and then just silence.
I was tempted to, but I was just like, no, it's almost time for Halloween, the day in which you are legally obligated to consume candy.
It's true.
I would be with you on that, but I kind of lost my sweet tooth for the most part. Not completely. Like, I still drink mostly soda and fruit flavored water, but still, I tend to favor more
But
savory
was it
foods.
reason or just...
No, it just taste changed.
That's fair. I mean, you could have your equivalent of candy, some kind of not really super healthy for you, but hey, it's really good.
Mm. Oh well, it's fine. Also, I fucking hate Halloween, so.
Is anyone? That's fair. Is anyone doing anything for Halloween?
What would we do?
The D&D shop I go to is having a Halloween party event, so I'm dressing up as the Wraith of the Nat One, and I have fumble cards I'm going to be handing out to people.
Okay, that's a good answer to the question.
That is why I brought it up, because
Fair
I
enough.
do actually have plans. So
Fair enough. Can't really fault you for that.
I'm trying to. Last year felt like terrible as far as Halloween or holidays in general go. It didn't feel like there was ever any holidays. So I'm trying to go out of my way to actually celebrate things this year and acknowledge the holiday, even for longer than just the day itself.
You picked a
So,
hell of a year to
I-
do that, but more power to you.
I'm trying to be more positive because the world is not. Yeah.
Yeah.
But when I went to Starbucks and I got a pumpkin spice latte for the first time. It's a decent drink. I don't understand what the accession is about, but
It's because it's limited. That's it.
it's all right.
That's the only reason.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of aspects that go into it to make it addicting. I've seen videos on it. But speaking of, game theory branched out into food theory. That's kind of cool.
Is it?
What would
I
you
mean, yeah, it's got
theorize
some pretty-
about? What would you theorize about food?
It's actually got some pretty good episodes on it.
I'm just
It's been a while since I've seen. Yeah, I binge watched their content, so I watched a bunch of it at once. But I can't really remember what some of the episodes are now.
the food theorists. How pumpkin spice killed coffee. Food theory, Count Chocula's shameful past.
That
Food-
one I haven't seen.
How pumpkin spice killed coffee? It didn't. A latte is still coffee.
One of the big points of the video and the drink itself is that it doesn't taste like coffee, and I think that's what the title is from.
Oh.
KFC and the Curse of Colonel Sanders.
Yeah, that's just like the backstory of Colonel Sanders and how he had his success. It's a good episode, actually. I knew most
He
of the
was very
information, but-
particular about his chicken.
Oh yeah, no, he didn't like the fact that they were trying to make it quicker and more efficient because he wanted to have the better taste. And he was like, they're ruining my chicken, so he was upset about that. Um, but it's a sort of thing.
Oh
When
no,
you're...
no,
What?
that I forgot that episode is actually about a Japanese baseball team that has been losing forever. So they started losing when the team or a bunch of fans, I think it's either the team or a bunch of fans, threw a Colonel Sanders statue into a river. So
That's fair.
that's the curse that the Japanese believe. That
Sanders is right on this one.
Yeah.
Do what you gotta do. Man was a legend. A chicken legend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know about just I get that it's entertainment, and I get that it's free entertainment. I just hope he doesn't do something like spread misinformation with this sort of thing, because I know he's done that before and taken theories from other people on Reddit.
Don't get your hopes up. He's probably a step above those channels that literally just read Reddit posts.
Yeah.
At least he usually gets it off of his own Reddit, which is, people post on there kind of with the intent of that information being used on an episode, but yeah, no, you're not wrong. I don't know. I enjoy his content. It's something to do, something to listen to while I'm just driving around in a car.
I drive my car, but yeah. I need to get actually, that reminds me, I need to get one of my tires filled up, and I went to try to go get it filled up at like the gas station because there's a place, and it's just like out of order, and I'm like, when will this not be out of order? The answer might be never. So gonna have to make sure I get my own sort of air pump for that tire.
Yeah, this is kind of an era of rediscovering DIY, which is also something I've had to do recently, so that's, fun. I say fun. I shouldn't say fun.
Well, kind of. It can be. It's good to be competent. It feels good to accomplish a task you didn't think you could before.
Yeah, like, there's one thing I could talk about. If I can, I want to say Sunday? I think Sunday. I finally let Windows do its update shit. And I'm like, okay, fine. I'm going to restart the computer. I'm just going to shut it down. Just let it do the thing. For God's sake, it'll stop whining at me maybe for like a week. Fuck. Windows updates, I hate them. Anyway, I do that. I come to it the next morning. Turn it on. That is a very poor imitation of the noises my computer was making. It sounded like it was a diesel lawnmower trying to start.
Ooh.
And, yeah, that freaked me out for a while. So I restart it, and it goes away for a bit. Then it starts up again. Okay. Might be time for a new computer. Is my first thought. Because I don't know shit about fixing computers. But then I remember, hey, I played a fuck ton of PC Building Simulator. Maybe I can figure this out. So, yeah. Somehow get the effort together to just unplug everything. Take my tower, put it on top of my desk. Alright, let's unscrew the thing. Okay, I thought I just had to clean it. That was my hope. It looks almost pristine, frankly. Like, there's a tiny layer of dust over everything, but other than that, it's fucking nothing. It's fine. That's a problem, because I don't know how to actually fix anything. So, start it up again, take a look at it, and it's like, oh, one of the fans is just shorting the fuck out every time it tries to start up. All right. So, yeah. I don't know how to fix that. I don't have a spare fan, and I don't know how to actually take it out of the case at the moment, or at least it would take a lot more time and effort than I'm willing to put in. So I just unplug the thing and put it back in, and it's fine. It's running on 3 fans instead of 4. Oh no. So
yeah, that's not bad. I mean, do you have to? Is it the sound? Does the sound keep appearing?
Well, I mean, it's not so much the sound; it's just like a fan that's constantly like spinning up and then shorting the fuck out. That seems like a problem that might arise in the future if I just let it keep doing that. So yeah, better to just unplug it, take it out if it's not going to act as a fan anyway. Because if it just spins for a couple of seconds and then turns off, what's that going to do? So yeah, it's
fine. I wasn't sure if it was just continuing to try and spin or you unplugged it completely.
No, it just kept trying to spin. So I just turned it off, unplugged it from the case and from the power unit, and just it's still sitting in there, but it's doing nothing. So it's fine, whatever. I've been monitoring the core temperature and it's all fine. Barely made a difference.
That's good.
Yeah. Yeah. I am thinking of getting a new computer now though, because you see all the new shit getting thrown around like, oh, look at these RTX cards. I'm not gonna get an RTX card. Fuck that noise. That shit is not only expensive, it is fucking price available on request expensive. Yeah. So that's a thing I'll be looking into. That's pretty much the end of that story.
How old is your computer again?
About 4 years, I want to say. I think I got it about a year after I moved in.
That's about middling for a computer, a desktop computer.
Yeah.
If it was a laptop, that'd be a little on the older side, but...
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't exactly top-tier parts when I bought it. It was, maybe next level down. But, yeah, it's been serving me just fine. Haven't really had to worry about graphics settings or anything until now, where I'm super conscious of, is this going to burn my shit out? Because that would be bad. Yeah. But I don't play anything really high spec anyway, so who cares? Yeah. Zero, are you still with us?
Fair.
Zero? You still with us?
Yeah, I'm still with you. Yeah. There's one other thing I forgot to mention.
Yeah, I was just going to ask whether there was anything else.
So my dad went and he got a laptop, a very nice laptop that he was able to get for $600 off. Which means that we could finally transfer over the files from our old family computer and junk it. And my dad has never, he hasn't had a personal computer that is effective and works in a decade, because our family computer was just that bad.
Ooh.
And so he has been extremely just giddy over that.
I can imagine.
Or having a laptop with and this is Google Chrome, and here you can set a theme, Dad, and here's your background. It's Dallas Cowboys, just like you like. And he's just very happy over all of that. And as a result of dunking out that old computer, I got the monitor. So now I have 2 monitors.
Oh, sweet. Okay, cool. And can your computer support that?
Yeah. I have 2 monitors now, so I have one for Discord and the other one for just doing other things, playing games. or vice versa. If I'm doing D&D, I can have the other one focused on notes and stuff. It's very helpful. And when I go back to streaming, this will be this is a necessity. So
Yeah, it's a hard thing to do without a second screen to have all the things you need on it.
Mm-hmm. I think I will go back to streaming. I did
I
not.
was,
Yeah.
I was going to say I've really used a 2-monitor setup recently, and I didn't really expect it to be as useful as it was. I guess I was skeptical at first, and then it's like, oh, this is really easy. I can just pop over to the next one and start a YouTube while I'm playing a full screen game and all kinds of things.
So, when I do go back to streaming, I'm probably going to stream a different game because I didn't actually. So when you're not a partner with Twitch, it only saves your VODs for 14 days.
Yep.
And I forgot to download them.
Ooh.
So, yeah. So I'm probably going to have to start over with something else, which is fine. There's some games in my backlog that I'm willing to clear, and I might just stream like some FF14 at some point. But yeah. Second monitor is very nice. I also got better Discord going, so my Discord now has like custom themes and everything, which is nice.
Oh, cool. I guess I've never really looked into custom stuff for Discord because I like the default dark theme.
Yeah, I'm pretty okay with it myself.
They have some fun ones. Like I got this Aurora Borealis thing with like a transparency on the on everything and with the different colors, and it looks really nice. There's also one that's themed after Nier Automata, so the UI just becomes exactly like Nier Automata. Even it changes your mouse cursor while you're on Discord.
That's pretty cool.
So yeah, there's some fun ones, just messing around and customizing. But yeah, that's me.
Anything else, Lisa?
Yeah. So I'm not sure if I still have it, but there for a long time I had the Endless Grind of Hyrule as my like Discord tag for what I was playing. So I nicknamed Chrome that, so that's what it called it. And that's because Hyrule Warriors is insane for content. There is so much content in this fucking game. And so I'm back to playing that. So that moniker is once again accurate.
Yeah. The Dynasty Warrior games tend to be like that as well. That's how they do.
Yeah, I mean, if it was just the campaign and the challenge mode, it would have taken me 2 weeks maybe.
Oh, and Pirate Warriors as well, the One Piece games.
Yeah, and but no, it's got an adventure mode where there are 10 maps of 30 by 30 grids, where each level or each square is its own level, and it has its own unique win conditions and its own requirements and stuff like that. So some of them don't like heal or don't use fairies or don't use items, that kind of thing. And man, it's a good game. So I'm really looking forward to Age of Calamity coming out soon.
1 month.
Yep. I think I've mentioned this before. I'm sure I have, but I really appreciate that Nintendo does not pimp their games until they're almost out. Like they don't really talk about them.
It makes it seem like they don't have anything coming out, but what it actually means is they have something coming out. You just don't know about it yet.
Yeah, and I'm okay with that. That's fine by me if I don't hear about it, because I don't want to get excited for something that's 9 months out.
Sony's been really bad with that to the point. Like, remember when they kept showing for the like 2 or 3 E3s in a row the same games?
Yeah, I mean, my passion and hype for Cyberpunk has never been lower, but that game's almost out. I think.
I forgot that game existed.
Yeah,
yes.
They kind of blew their load in terms of hype on that.
Like, I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna play it and enjoy it, but like I just don't care anymore. I'm not nearly as excited as I was, but I mean I can maintain hype for a month.
Yeah.
Now I think about it, I don't have a system that can realistically play it currently. Now that I think about it, because
Oh, yeah, you're right.
my
Huh.
PS4, I wouldn't really want to play it on that, and my PC is not as good as it was last week. So yeah, I'm just like,
So getting that new PC might have to step up the schedule on that one.
yeah, new PC and then PS5 next year is what I'm thinking. I'm in no rush
Yeah,
to play
no,
Cyberpunk. I'll play it, but I won't
I'm in
rush.
no rush to get a PS5.
Yeah, that's why I say next year for me for PS5 because God of War.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. That's the only reason.
Yeah,
No, I'll be getting a PS5 when Demon Souls comes out. That's It was a system seller for the PS3. It's going to be a system seller for the PS5.
I don't think that's how
Because
remakes work, but okay.
for
um,
me, it is for me.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I just remembered. I have to get that new Mario Kart thing.
Mario Kart thing.
Mm-hmm.
The one with the little RC cars that you drive around. It's like you're Mario Karting.
Hmm. Oh, that thing. Yeah, okay. I feel like you don't have to get that, but you
My
do
brother's
whatever.
getting the Mario one, so I'm going to get the Luigi one so that we can just do it together because he's coming back for the weekend.
Gross.
Not like that. Your mind is in the gutter right now.
Yeah.
Shame on you.
So I also watched some movies.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, One good, one terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Uh, one of them was It Comes at Night, I think, which
Okay.
is a which is a horror movie where there is a undefined pandemic out in the world,
Oh boy.
and there's
Wow.
this family of what used to be four, and is very quickly three because the movie starts with the grandfather of the group family dying of this plague. And then it's just a husband and wife and their 17-year-old son living in this really fairly large house in what is kind of implied to be like Montana or some kind of state that is very, very woodsy with
Yeah.
not a lot of things around.
Yeah.
Uh, and then one night, a guy breaks into their house and is armed and looking to get supplies. They quickly subdue him because it's 3-on-1, and find out he has his own family that's a ways away. And then through a series of things, that other family grows to live in the house because they have livestock they can bring in.
Hmm.
And then it's just kind of this long, very slow journey into these two families eventually killing each other or being at each other's throats.
Huh.
And I'm going to spoil the movie here. Nothing happens. Uh, it's bad. There's no payoff. You don't learn anything about the pandemic. Most of the
So
characters die.
nothing. So nothing comes at night.
No, no. The the it in the title that comes at night is the suspicion of strangers. Because the moral of the movie is that the only thing bad that the main family did was trusting strangers. Even though them coming to live there was more of a business deal because they had livestock and food while the main family had water. And so, combine
That's
resources.
the worst message that a film could possibly have nowadays.
Yes, it's stupid. It's very stupid. And there was no payoff. It's just the son of the new family is infected and he infects the 17-year-old son, and then the families kill each other, and then it is strongly implied that the husband and wife of the initial family that are left alive at the end of the movie are infected are gonna die very soon, and then the movie cuts to black.
That sounds awful.
It's bad. I
Yeah.
cannot believe I wasted so much time on that movie, and I've actually forgotten what the other movie I saw was because of I don't think it was very good. Cannot remember. Damn it. But that aside, I also watched my best friend play Dark Souls 1. She made quite a bit of progress, which is nice to see. Uh, she is playing on her first character she ever made, so her stats are very wonky because no one knows really what their stats are going to be on their first character, at least not right away. So she has a split build, and she got a Titanite polearm. The Titanite demons, their polearm thing, catch pole. That's it.
Yeah, catch pole.
Using that, so her damage output's pretty decent. She insists on wearing the red robes, the crimson robes, because they're moderate defense but high status defense, which is not a bad choice.
Good mobility as well.
Yeah, that is one of the big things, actually. She insists on having a light roll.
Yeah.
The downside of that is she insists on having a light roll and then blocks everything because she fights very cautiously. So
I can relate, but
I swear half the reason she wants me to watch her play is so I can tell her to one, drop her shield, a la Pat style, and two, to two-hand her weapon to just attack, to hit things, because she fights very defensively, which, I mean, keeps her alive, definitely, but in battles of attrition, it's not so great, like some boss fights are. Overall, though, it's been a lot of fun, watching someone play through that game. Helps you remember how much you love older games. I think Dark Souls 1 is like 20 years old at this point. It's an older game.
It's not 20 years old. It's like
10?
10. I feel like Demon Souls came out in 2009, so I want to say maybe 9, 10 years.
Yeah. Either way, it's a classic at this point, to a degree. But man, that other movie's really bothering me. I cannot remember what it was. It wasn't good either, but yeah, it was better.
If you don't remember it,
okay. I remember what it was now. Okay, it was Ready or Not. It's that one where the girl marries into the rich family, and they have to play a game, and it turns out to be hide and seek. And if they find her, they kill her.
Okay.
It's an older movie at this point, so I don't really. I mean, I'm gonna spoil
I remember
it.
seeing trailers for it. Yeah.
Do either of you two mind if I spoil it? Because you're the only ones that I would really.
Not especially. Skip ahead 2 minutes if you don't want to hear the spoiler ending of Ready or Not.
Yes, that's it.
Yeah. Okay.
So, the rich family, their founding father of the family, was a man who was an immigrant, and he came over and he had like playing cards or something, and he was hoping to make a business out of it. And he came across a man who was well dressed in a suit, and he's like, "I will guarantee you good luck if you play a game with me." And it turns out, long story short, it was Satan. The family makes a deal with the devil, and they become a powerhouse in the board gaming industry. And so the family is obsessed with board game and just games in general. In order to keep the family curse going, because it's kind of a curse blessing kind of deal, they have to play a game every time a new person joins the family. So they have this little box that spits out, and they put in a blank card, and it spits out a game. And they play that game, and then the ritual is complete. It is kind of implied that hide and seek is the only game where people die, and every other game is just a regular game. I don't know why this is. It's not explained. And so the female character that is looking to join the family, and I forget her name, she has a strong personality until the horror stuff happens, and then she is generic fleeing damsel for the most of the movie. She occasionally fights back, but it's never effectual, really. And aside from a few key moments where she just gets away or just manages to beat them, mostly it's them, the rich family, bumbling and killing each other, which is entertaining in its own right. And they accidentally kill most of their butlers and maids.
Of course they do.
And that's it's morbidly hilarious. Having said that, I will say this movie is watching solely for the ending. And maybe I'm hyping it up a little bit unbiased because it is a very good ending right after watching the It Comes at Night or whatever, which was terrible and had no ending. But it's good. It's worth it. The payoff is so good. So definitely recommend that. And that's, I believe. Oh, I went to an aquarium in the Mall of America for the first time. Never been to an aquarium before.
Nice.
Saw a bunch of sea turtles and sharks, and I didn't expect to see traditional sharks at an indoor aquarium. But no, I mean they're the smaller kind that are like the size of a person, but still fascinating. There was a giant stingray pool, which was really cool. There was like, I want to say 50 of them swimming around. And in like these, it was a big oval shaped pool, and there were several figure eights they were all swimming in, like schools. And some of them didn't quite cut the corners sharp enough and would just slam into the wall. And it was so hilarious. And they were just so derpy. And it was great. They would just shake it off and keep swimming, too. It's not like they were injured. They're just like giant flat things. There was one of them that would always, like, anytime it would go near our group, it would surface, and it was like it was saying hi. It was kind of adorable. But that was a fantastic time. I definitely enjoyed that.
Cool.
I wish I would have taken pictures and videos. I didn't even think to at the time. I was just enjoying it. But the first thing my family asked when I got back was like, hey, did you take any pictures or anything? Can we see? So... yeah. And I'm looking into getting into being a machinist, maybe, when I move up north. So I'll be going back to school, which is not something I'm really looking forward to.
I don't know what that is.
You make and fabricate parts and devices to solve unique problems that you cannot mass produce things for. Like one of the LARPing groups have kind of migrated to Discord. So one of the guys on the LARPing Discord is a machinist, and he has parts that are in space. He's made things that are now in space on Mars, and on some of the long range satellites that we've just launched out into space.
Cool. So it's kind of like just a problem solving engineer kind of thing.
Pretty much, yeah. So I'm a little nervous because I'm not sure if I am suited for that, but who knows? I do enjoy working with my hands and problem solving. I just don't always have the knowledge required to do it right. So I have a feeling that that is assuredly what the schooling would be for.
One would assume.
But yeah, it's either that or some form of trade. I want to get into a trade, which is, plumbing, locksmithing, handyman jobs, basically. So I am looking forward to that. And I think that's my week. I don't think I've actually done anything else.
All right.
Halloween sucks.
You're so mean.
Yeah.
I'm sorry that you're wrong.
Yeah.
I'm biased, but, it's fine. So, anyone want to recommend anything just real quick before we close out?
Love and Monsters and Black Box were the two movies I saw that were good.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely Ready or Not. It's an older movie at this point. You could probably find it on most things. I watched it on, I think, Netflix. I don't think I've read anything this week, unfortunately. I think I've been reading System A, whatever. It's the Ruby fanfiction where John has the gamer powers.
There are several of those.
Yeah, I haven't gotten very far in it, so I can't tell if this is one of the good ones or not.
Yeah. I remember the games we play vaguely, which was one of the first ones. Just to be clear, it's the name of one of the first ones. That was a thing. It went in weird directions.
Yeah.
The whole humanizing Adam bit probably didn't age well in hindsight.
No. Yeah.
Anyway, I say humanizing. Faunus. It's not human, technically. Yeah, so I guess that's an episode. Yeah. It's a long one.
Yeah.
We keep having long episodes. I don't know how that happens, especially when there's only 3 people.
Well, we have a lot to talk about.
Yeah.
Yeah, things actually happened this week for me, so.
Yeah. So, you know what I'm kind of hoping happens?
What?
Is you go to that party, and you trip, and you drop all of your fumble cards.
That would be... Yeah, that would be perfect. But that's like a, is the Grim Reaper immune to death kind of situation?
Yeah. Nothing is certain but death and natural ones.
Yeah. That's fair.
Alright, so that's an episode. Fandom Flux podcast, whatever number it is. Who fucking keeps track anymore? We've done so many. Public Discord link in the description. I say public. That's technically a different thing. Is the community Discord that does exist, but it's not public because it's not on the full listing. But there's a link to it. You can get there. Patreon, if you feel so inclined, we appreciate it. Yeah. So yeah, bye everybody. Stuff.
Bye.
Bye.
See you guys.
Where's the stop button?